Welcome back to Have More Babies. Today we're taking a really crucial look at a topic that touches so many families. It's the indispensable role of pediatricians in early intervention and special needs care. We've been diving into some insightful material from Omega Pediatrics, and, well, what it highlights is truly profound. Okay, let's unpack this. Why a pediatrician is truly a child's first and most crucial advocate, especially when it comes to developmental needs.
Yeah, it's fascinating. What's fascinating here is how truly foundational their role is, not just medically, but developmentally. They're not just treating illnesses, sniffles and scrapes. They're safeguarding a child's entire future trajectory. This deep dive into Omega Pediatrics insights really underscores that.
That's such a powerful way to put it. They are that primary interface, aren't they, between the child and the whole healthcare system, which makes their function in early intervention just absolutely critical. Here's where it gets really interesting. They're not just guardians of general health, they're also like medical detectives, always on the lookout for early signs of developmental delays or disorders. And we hear a lot about early detection being important, but why is it so vital for positive developmental outcomes?
Well, the impact. It really can't be overstated. It's about plasticity. A young child's brain is incredibly adaptable. So identifying issues early, maybe even before they become really obvious, it allows for interventions that can literally reshape neural pathways. It can significantly mitigate challenges down the road. Think of it like gently guiding a young plant that's starting to grow crooked. You can help it before it gets too rigid.
That's a great analogy.
And what's critical is how they do this. It's systematic, not just a gut feeling. They use these regular screenings and evaluations. And these aren't just about finding problems that are already there. They're preventative to stop potential issues from becoming, major roadblocks later. And they cover everything: language, communication, problem solving, social emotional skills, fine motor, gross motor, all of it.
Wow, comprehensive.
Yeah, but development isn't always a straight line, right? Every kid is different. So this raises an important question. How do they actually collect this vital information, especially with that variability?
Right, and that's where the detective part really comes in, because it's not just one thing. It's multi-pronged, and actually, it really involves the parents. One key method is parent questionnaires. I mean, who knows the child better than the parent?
Exactly.
These aren't just simple checklists. They're structured tools.
Yeah.
They let parents give documented insights into, like, daily behavior at home, interactions, social skills. Stuff you wouldn't see in a quick office visit.
Real-world context.
Yeah, and that data provides this invaluable baseline. It helps with diagnosis, and it's super useful for other professionals later on. Then, there's the close observation during the visits themselves. The pediatrician talks with parents about milestones, sure, but they're also watching the child critically.
Actively observing.
Right. How they behave, their abilities, how they react to things in the room, eye contact, movement. It's a real-time assessment. And if those first steps raise any flags, any concerns, that's when they might suggest more formal regulated developmental evaluations or maybe a referral to an early intervention program.
Precisely. And the goal is always the best possible outcome for the child. Always. This combination, parent insights, clinical observations, structured tools, it allows for that prompt, informed action. And it highlights something else really important. Pediatricians rarely work alone.
The collaboration piece.
Yes, they're central to a network. Once concerns pop up, they team up with other healthcare pros. They help create these comprehensive treatment programs, maybe involving different kinds of therapy. And just as importantly, they offer advice and, frankly, encouragement to parents, helping them navigate what can be a really challenging path.
That collaborative spirit, it really leads perfectly into our next point. Once an issue is potentially identified, it's not just one person's job anymore.
Yeah.
The pediatrician becomes kind of an orchestrator, right? Bringing in other experts. So what does this collaborative model look like in modern care? What does it mean for families?
It means building a really robust support system around that child. That's the core idea. Pediatricians handle the referrals. They connect families to the right therapists or specialists.
Like cardiologists or neurologists if needed.
Exactly. Pediatric cardiologists for heart issues, neurologists for brain or nerve conditions, whatever is needed.
Yeah.
And they don't just refer and forget. They coordinate the care, monitor progress, make sure everyone's talking to each other.
Keeping everyone on the same page.
Yeah, building that tailored team for the child's specific needs. And
Yeah.
if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really is about creating a holistic support system. It goes beyond just the medical specialists. Pediatricians very often team up with allied health professionals. Think physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists.
The therapy team.
Right. They work together in concert to help kids with developmental delays or disabilities. It ensures the treatment plan is cohesive, well managed, not just separate pieces. And it's interesting, the source material from Omega Pediatrics really emphasizes this team-based approach. They focus on integrating these therapies into the overall care plan, making sure it all fits together.
That makes so much sense. But it's not just about the people involved anymore, is it?
Yep.
Technology is really changing the game, too. Our sources highlighted some, frankly, incredible advancements in early intervention.
Oh, absolutely. Technology's impact is huge.
Take virtual services, for example. Telehealth, teletherapy. They really took off during the pandemic, obviously, but they stuck around because they work.
A lasting change.
Yeah. Kids can get medical attention, therapy, support, safely, conveniently. Sometimes it overcomes huge barriers like geography or just getting transportation.
Huge for access.
And then there are assistive devices. These are getting so much more accessible and sophisticated for kids with disabilities.
Yeah, things like communication aids.
Right. Like devices that can speak for a nonverbal child or specialized mobility aids giving more independence.
It really boosts their quality of life, social interaction too.
And crucially, they're becoming more customizable, not just one size fits all, tailored to the individual child's needs.
And there's another piece of tech that's really powerful.
Yeah.
Computer apps for monitoring development.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
Well, these apps empower parents and caregivers. They can easily track major milestones, like in real time. Imagine logging first words, steps, or even noticing patterns in social interactions, and then being able to instantly share that rich, ongoing data with the pediatrician or therapist.
Wow. Instead of trying to remember everything during a short visit.
Exactly. It creates this proactive way to spot areas where a child might need extra support. Much more streamlined, much more responsive.
That's a massive shift in monitoring.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pivot a bit. We've talked a lot about the child's medical care, the interventions, but what about the family? Parenting a child with special needs, it can be incredibly demanding. Pediatricians really step up here too, right? Yeah. As that main contact point.
Oh, absolutely. They wear so many hats beyond just the medical diagnosis. They are crucial in identifying kids who need early intervention services, and then crucially, connecting families to those services.
Laying the groundwork for support.
Yes. And they act as guides, really, advocates. They make the referrals to specialists for evaluation, sure, but they also collaborate with the early intervention providers. They often follow up.
Making sure things actually happen.
Right. And think about navigating the systems. Healthcare, education. It can be totally bewildering for parents.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Pediatricians help guide families through that complexity, like understanding what modifications might be needed at school, or navigating the, frankly, intricate processes to get access to services the child is entitled to. It's about demystifying a very intimidating landscape.
So it's logistical, it's medical guidance.
Yeah.
But there's more, isn't there? There's an emotional component too.
Huge. Absolutely huge. Beyond the medical advice, they offer vital emotional support, helping parents cope with the difficulties, the stress, the unique challenges of raising a child with special needs.
That connection must be so important.
It is, and they often equip families with knowledge about community resources, support networks.
Like finding financial aid or support groups.
Exactly. Connecting parents with others who understand, who've been there. It's truly holistic care for the whole family unit.
That phrase, holistic support, really seems to capture it.
It does. If you connect it to the bigger picture, it's about empowering the entire family, making sure they don't feel alone or overwhelmed. Pediatricians provide education, counseling, practical strategies for handling obstacles, advocating effectively. And Omega Pediatrics, in their materials, they really highlight this compassionate, comprehensive family support. They recognize that the child's well-being is so tied to the family's strength.
A true pillar of strength.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this final piece. We've talked about so much progress, but the field's always moving, right? The source material from Omega Pediatrics points towards the future. Exciting, necessary directions for pediatric care, especially for kids with special needs.
Yeah, there's acknowledgement that despite great progress, there's still, considerable room for improvement. It's dynamic. It demands innovation.
So what are some of those key future areas?
Well, a few big ones stand out. First, prioritizing research funding. And not just general research, but specifically aimed at understanding the unique needs of these kids, identifying root causes, genetic, environmental, whatever they may be, and then creating truly novel treatments and therapies. Better outcomes.
And technology must play a role there, too.
Oh, for sure. Advanced tools to understand the biology, the genetics, pushing the boundaries. Second, personalized care models. Moving beyond a one-size-fits-all approach. Care tailored to the unique needs, the preferences of the individual child and their family.
So like genomic profiling, maybe? Or very specific therapies.
Exactly. And getting there requires real input from parents, making them true partners in designing the care plan.
That makes sense. And it's not just about inside the clinic, right? What else?
Right. Enhanced coordination between providers. That's huge, especially for kids with complex needs, seeing multiple specialists, neurologists, therapists, nutritionists.
Breaking down those silos.
Precisely. Using modern tech, data sharing systems, making sure everyone is integrated, working towards the same goals.
And the last point mentioned was
Recognizing social determinants of health. This is critical. Addressing things like access to good food, safe housing, quality education, family support. These factors hugely impact health outcomes.
especially for vulnerable kids.
Absolutely. So forward-thinking pediatricians see their role in connecting families to resources that address these broader issues. It helps the child and the whole family.
That kind of comprehensive, forward-thinking view, it seems to align perfectly with what we saw highlighted from Omega Pediatrics.
It really does. They take pride in their expertise in this area. Their proactive stance on early intervention, treating kids with love, compassion, giving top-notch care, not just medically, but holistically, setting them up for the best possible future. This raises an important question, thinking about all this. Considering the ever-evolving landscape of technology, our deeper understanding of child development, this focus on personalized, holistic care, what new roles might pediatricians take on in the next decade? How could they further revolutionize early intervention to ensure every single child reaches their full potential?
Wow, that is a really thought-provoking question. It really sums up the immense and evolving value of pediatric care here. As we really explore today, early identification, early intervention, they aren't just buzzwords. They make a real, tangible, life-altering difference. For those of you listening who want more details on these vital services, maybe you want to explore Omega Pediatrics' specific offerings like lactation services, acute or preventative care, medical ear piercings, maybe essential after-hours care, or find out about insurance they accept like Aetna, Blue Cross, Blue Shield GA, United Healthcare, TRICARE, and their locations across George Roswell, Alpharetta, Milton, among others. Please visit omegapediatrics.com. That's omegapediatrics.com. And if you found this deep dive helpful, informative, please take just a second to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more insights like this, and maybe share it with someone you know who might benefit from this crucial information. Thank you so much for joining us on Have More Babies. Until next time, stay well informed and keep digging.